This is News 3 Now at 6.
Thanks for joining us. How long can the UW keep holding in-person classes? At least one local leader wants them to end now before coronavirus cases get out of hand.
We have team coverage on campus, downtown, and at one of the many UW system schools. Let's begin with Madeline O'Neill, who has more on Joe Parisi's letter. Maddie, what did he call for, and how is the university responding to this?
Well, just in the past hour or so, we've heard from both Chancellor Blank and President Thompson's offices, both of them saying they feel confident in the system they've developed. But Dane County Executive Joe Parisi says something needs to change. Just since September began, 3/4 of new COVID-19 cases in Dane County are from UW. Parisi also says that of the tests done at the Alliant Energy Center yesterday, 1/4 of them were from students, mostly from UW, many who said that University Health Services was all booked up. Now, Dane County can't order the university to do anything, but Parisi sent a letter laying out 4 direct recommendations to UW. Number 1, send all undergraduates in dorm rooms home to learn virtually for the rest of the semester. Number 2, get more on-campus quarantine facilities. Number 3, triple the amount of contact tracers at the university. And number 4, increase testing capacity on campus.
But you know, my responsibility is to the 500,000 people who live in Dane County, and I need to do everything I can to protect them. And right now, when I look at what's going on among the campus, my greatest fear is not only for the UW students and staff, but it's also for the members of the larger community.
According to a statement from a UW Systems spokesperson, Interim President Thompson is working with the chancellor to reduce cases and will take recommendations into consideration. But, quote, sending students home to communities throughout Wisconsin is not a wise solution, especially as UW Madison continues to have quarantine space available, a robust testing program, and protocols that protect students and staff. Now, we're also hearing from Chancellor Blank. We have her statement online. We've also talked to a number of students, freshmen living in dorms, who say they want to stay here on campus if it's safe. We'll have more from them tonight at 10.
All right, Maddie, live on campus. And coronavirus numbers are much smaller at UW Platteville, but there's still significant concern from campus leaders there tonight.
Adam Duxter explains why events from last weekend have administrators telling students to be safe or potentially face punishment.
Today marks day 7 of in-person classes at UW Platteville, and already 35 students have tested positive for COVID-19. And while those in charge here at the university say that's a number they're willing to deal with, they're now putting the emphasis on student safety in the students' hands. Classes are on inside Olsvik Hall at UW Platteville.
Well, our students have told us they want to be on campus.
But to keep it that way, something may need to change. With nearly 3 dozen COVID cases already confirmed, news of a large-scale gathering started spreading online late last week.
There was social media rumblings about some parties that were happening Friday night, or at least one big party. And that is obviously something that we do not want to have happen.
The university responded, saying students caught violating social distancing guidelines could be punished, even suspended. Some students, like junior Natalie Rodriguez, say, well, they're doing everything they can to stay safe. Their classmates are not.
I feel like a lot of my classmates are probably out partying and going out to the bars. I don't know if him going out and broadcasting himself is going to make a difference, because I feel like people don't really care. They could be selfish.
Platteville's Paul Erickson says school leaders knew some students were going to get coronavirus when they came back to school. He says now the name of the game is keeping the number of students who test positive as low as possible.
It's on all of us. If we want to continue to have face-to-face classes, if we want to continue to take advantage of the university services and proceed with as normal of a semester as possible, then it's on all of us.
Erickson says there's no magic number that would lead to students going home and classes going online. However, he did say the university is prepared to quarantine up to 250 students at one time. In the meantime, he's hopeful that's a number they'll never have to reach. At UW Platteville, Adam Duxter, News 3 Now.
Erickson says the rules for students are simple. Wear a mask, distance, and wash hands.
In western Wisconsin, UW-Eau Claire placing 6 residence hall wings into full quarantine. Almost 200 students will be quarantined for 14 days. This comes after 69 students tested positive for COVID-19, including 17 on campus. The university announced all students in residence halls will be tested for COVID-19 this week.
So there is no doubt surging case numbers linked to students aren't isolated to campus. UW-Madison is intertwined with the downtown area, leading to a warning from the Public Health Department today.
Our Gabriella Becerra joins us live from downtown Madison to explain what that warning, which came via Twitter, actually means for people who've been in that area the last 2 weeks. Gabby?
Charlotte and Eric, that tweet is causing people who have been downtown recently to question if they could have the coronavirus. But a local health expert says while those case numbers are concerning, there's no reason to panic just yet. Elise O'Brien has been careful all summer, assuming she could get the coronavirus anywhere.
For me, the personal, like the habits, everything I've been doing, not really changing too much. Just want to be cautious all the time.
But public health's message focusing on people who've been downtown recently did confuse her co-worker, Lizbeth Huertas. She wondered what this means for her other responsibilities.
I'm still expected to go to my in-person lectures, even though now I have to assume that I've already been exposed. So am I right to assume that I'm exposing everybody in my lecture of 100 people?
But Dr. Nasia Safdar with UW Health says simply living or working downtown isn't reason enough to go get tested.
Well, I think there's 2 situations where you would want to get tested. One is certainly if you get symptoms, even mild symptoms. And the other is if public health, through their tracing, identifies that you have been exposed to the point where you need to get tested.
Safdar explains community spread happens through large droplets and contact, which is why wearing masks and physical distancing is so important.
Nothing is 100%, which is why removing the social gatherings and non-essential activities is still very important.
Both girls say they'll continue to be careful in hopes of keeping their friends and family safe.
Stay in my room whenever I can. We don't share food. We try and just do our own thing and sit far apart and do that. But it's a little stressful to have to think about, I want to be courteous of the people I live with.
Dr. Safdar says if you have any symptoms, it's worth getting tested. But some of the more distinguishing symptoms are fever, cough, sore throat, muscle aches, chest tightness. And if you get a negative test, that doesn't mean you have a free pass to not be careful.
Wisconsin health officials have confirmed 14 more deaths today as a result of COVID-19. Health officials confirmed 924 cases of the virus throughout the state, bringing the total to 83,541. More than 8,100 cases remain active, which is less than 10% of all positive cases. The State Department of Health Services said nearly 8,900 were tested in the past day, which more than doubles yesterday's results. Of those results, the positive percentage of new tests dropped by almost 8 percentage points to 9.7%. The 7-day rolling average has increased once again and is now at 11.7%. UW-Madison is reporting an additional 66 positive COVID-19 cases on campus today. UW administered only 125 total tests on campus, and 20% of those tests were positive. So far, there have been 1,070 positive cases. Now, that breaks down to 1,044 students and 26 employees. Well, we had another chilly and rainy day across southern Wisconsin. Let's check your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti.
Will we ever see the sun? Well, hopefully at some point we'll at least see a peak of sun sometime either tomorrow or Friday, but we'll have to wait till next week for more prolonged sunshine. Visible cloud track shows the clouds just socked in over Wisconsin. There's been very little change in the cloud cover over the last couple of days, and underneath the clouds we've seen some rain showers. The more persistent rains are north and west of Madison. South and east of Madison, a little more showery in nature, but even in the areas that aren't seeing showers, there's some drizzle and fog as well. Temperatures right now are in the 40s from Madison on toward the north and east, lower 50s to the south and, or north and west of Madison, lower 50s south and east of Madison, but these temperatures will change very little this evening. Look for a low temperature in the middle 40s by tomorrow morning. Best chances of showers will be tomorrow morning. We'll probably stay cloudy and dry in the afternoon. That'll bring our high high temperature back up to 60 degrees, but we'll have to wait until next week for more sunshine and milder conditions. That is in the forecast. I'll have more details in a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. A 29-year-old man is dead. Another person injured after a semi crash near Edgerton this morning. The Department of Transportation says it happened between two semis on the interstate about 3:45 this morning. Troopers say a semi southbound drove through a concrete median, colliding with a semi driving north. That northbound semi was engulfed in flames. We're told the driver killed was a 29-year-old man. The names of those involved are not being released just yet. It took about 8 hours for that road to reopen.
A new Marquette Law School poll is released today as we are now within 8 weeks of the November election. The poll was taken August 30th to September 1st with a sampling of 802 registered voters. And really, there was very little change in this poll. A month ago, it was 49% Biden, 44% Trump. This month, it's 47% for Biden and 43% for Trump. And this is the first time Libertarian candidate Jo Jorgensen was added to the poll, with 4% saying they will vote for her.
You're much more likely to vote this fall if you actually know the issues and know how to register in the first place. And the United Way of Dane County recognizes this, so it's starting a program to help.
Jamie Perez joins us with how it works and who in particular the organization hopes to reach. Jamie?
The United Way of Dane County launched the United We Count, United We Vote campaign back in March, and their goal is really to reach out to marginalized groups of people who haven't turned out to the polls in previous election year, particularly when it comes to Black voters and low-income voters. Now, the local president, Renee Moe, told me that she wants people to recognize that we are still a democracy ruled by the people. She says it sounds simple, but you actually need to vote if you want to have a say in that democracy.
A lot of times folks who are in more marginalized communities, they don't necessarily know how power systems work. They don't know how decisions get made. And so when you're able to illuminate some of how that process actually happens, of course you feel more a part of the democratic process. Of course you feel, it probably sounds kind of cheesy, but you feel more American because you're able to participate and lift up your voice in action to make more positive change happen.
Mo also thinks people who do not vote this election could make or break the race. And when people who feel their vote doesn't matter, she says that this is a huge missed opportunity to make a change. So if you or someone you know is interested in getting registered to vote or learning more about their campaign, you can call 211 or visit their website or contact them through their social media.
Jamie, thank you.
More to come on News 3 Now at 6. Up next, how UW Health is expanding its diversity, equity, and inclusion. We'll have those details ahead tonight at 10, and there's more local news ahead tonight. National Guard troops have left Kenosha after weeks of unrest in the city following the police shooting of Jacob Blake. We'll have that story tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
This is the new Ergo Smart Base from Tempur-Pedic, and it responds to snoring automatically. So no more nudging your partner or opting for the couch. Because the Tempur Ergo Smart Base is our first system that detects snoring and automatically adjusts to help reduce it. Your best sleep, all night, every night.
And for a limited time, shop Tempur-Pedic at Denver Mattress and save up to $500 on select mattress sets. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
Don't miss out on these great deals at Govan Cars Grand Opening Sale. Where can you buy 2018 or 2019 new body style Chevy Equinoxes starting only $14,995 or $233 per month?
That's right. Buy a 2018 or 2019 new body style Chevy Equinox starting at only $14,995 or $233 per month. So just hurry in today and ask for my dad, Don the Dealman Govan.
Or my daughter, Crystal the Pistol Govan.
You gotta go to Govan, GovanCars.com.
For our seniors, Social Security is a sacred obligation, a sacred promise made. The current president is threatening to break that promise. He's proposing to eliminate a tax that pays for almost half the Social Security without any way of making up for that lost revenue. I will not let that happen. If I'm your president, we're going to protect Social Security and Medicare. You have my word. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Lately, we've come to appreciate what home has to offer. Right now at Feldco, buy one window and you'll get one free, plus no interest for 1 year. That'll help keep your home and your family warm, safe, and comfortable all year long. That's something we've been providing for almost 50 years. Let Feldco get you ready for colder weather. Buy one window, get one free now.
Buy one, get one free, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
UW Health has announced it is expanding its diversity, equity, and inclusion team to better support the community. UW Health says while health inequities are not new to our society, COVID-19 has affected people of color disproportionately at every level. Health officials say providing high-quality care must go hand in hand with increasing health equity. UW Health is working to improve recruitment and retention of employees of color. They're also teaming up with organizations that are doing work in communities of color, often led by people of color,
such as initiatives around reducing low birth weight for babies born to Black women in Dane County, or initiatives around making sure that communities have access to resources such as resources to pay rent or have access to food for food insecurity.
UW Health says they are using qualitative and quantitative measures to see what kind of improvements they need to make in their health system when it comes to health and racial equity.
Hilldale's raised over 450 pounds of food for a local food bank. A spokeswoman for Hilldale says 477 pounds of food, $170, was raised for the Middleton Outreach Ministry. The shopping center hosted its end of the summer sidewalk sale, and that's what brought in those donations. More to come on News 3 Now at 6. Up next, the city of Monona set to purchase a historical property. We'll tell you what it is and for how much. And another dreary and cool day as scattered showers fell across the southern part of the state. And Gary will look ahead in your first warn forecast next.
Replacing your windows with Renewal by Andersen is easy. We're here when you need us, and we'll work with you the way you want. We can inspect your windows from the exterior of your home. And when it's time to install your new windows, we complete most jobs in as little as 1 day, minimizing the amount of time in your home. Our teams take health and safety seriously. It's the kind of experience you've come to expect from the Renewal by Andersen name, and the promise you deserve with our signature service.
Attic Angel Community has earned a reputation as the one and only. But what's so memorable to the people who live here?
It's good local heart. Interesting friends.
The view from my window.
Continuing education.
The food.
The amazing art studio.
Happy hour.
There are many reasons to love Attic Angel Community, but there's just one Attic Angel.
It's Slumberland's huge Labor Day sale. Now is the time to focus on your home for less. Get this stylish, comfy sectional for just $9.98 and get the storage ottoman free. Or an incredible price on this highly recommended Sealy Posturepedic Queen mattress for just $4.49. If you've been waiting for our very best deals, this is it. And get free shipping with no minimum. You don't want to miss this one. The Labor Day sale at Slumberland Furniture.
I was sworn into the United States Senate in a hospital. My wife and daughter had been killed in an automobile crash. And lying in the bed were my two little boys. I couldn't have imagined what it would have been like if I didn't have insurance to cover them immediately and fully. 40 years later, one of those little boys, my son Bo, was diagnosed with terminal cancer, given months to live. I can't fathom what would have happened if the insurance companies had the power to say, last few months you're on your own. The fact of the matter is, healthcare is personal to me. Obamacare is personal to me. When I see the President of the United States try to eliminate this healthcare in the middle of a public health crisis, that's personal to me too. We got to build on what we did because every American deserves affordable healthcare. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
The city of Monona has reached an agreement with St. Norbert Abbey of De Pere to purchase the historic San Damiano property for $8.6 million. The city plans to use the property, which sits on more than 1,000 feet of Lake Monona shoreline, to provide greater public access to the lakefront. The house that still sits on the property was part of the original farm that was built way back in the 1880s. If the sale is approved by the Vatican, the city is set to take ownership in June of 2021. The city plans to use public funding from the county and the state in addition to funds from the newly created nonprofit Friends of San Damiano.
After 5 years in Madison, Hopcat is permanently closing. On its Facebook page, Hopcat thanked Madisonians for visiting their establishment on Gorham Street. Hopcat started in Grand Rapids, Michigan, with a focus on beer and sustainability. While there are multiple locations, each Hopcat has specifically commissioned artwork and a section on the menu devoted to local beers.
Well, let's see when we might put an end to this chilly, rainy weather. Here's Gary with his first warn forecast.
5 minutes from now would still be too long. It's been raining for a couple of days now, but 3 things you need to know in the forecast. There'll still be chances for showers tomorrow morning and later Friday afternoon, but in between, while the clouds will still stick around, we should be mainly dry, so that's some good news there. Showers will return for Friday night and Saturday. Could even see a thunderstorm during that time, but after that, dry weather should return for Sunday and last through all of next week and into the following weekend. Pleasant conditions, high temperatures will be in the lower to middle 70s. Over the last 24 hours, the rainfall has generally been pretty light. For the most part, around 1/4 of an inch or a little bit more. Madison on toward the north and east. North and west of Madison, some areas between 1/4 and 1/2 inch, maybe as much as 1/2 inch to an inch from around Lone Rock back to northern portions of Grant County and then up toward Viroqua. But again, this, for the most part, has been welcome rain in that part of the state. But you add in what we've had over the last day or so to what's been occurring since late Saturday night. There are parts of eastern Iowa and southwestern Wisconsin that have probably had enough rain so far. Areas north and east of Madison that have picked up lesser amounts got their share last week. So all in all, I think we're in pretty good shape now, and certainly no problems with wildfires or drought conditions around here like in other parts of the country. The rain, for the most part, pretty light, not seeing any flashes of lightning out there. Rainfall amounts from Friday night into Saturday could be in the 1 inch to 1.5 inch range, especially in areas that pick up a heavier thunderstorm. But after that, like I said, we're looking at a prolonged period of dry weather for next week. Weather Track right now shows these showers on the northern edge of a stationary front that continues down to the south of us. This is the area of rain that brought snow yesterday into the Rockies after seeing record or near record high temperatures over the holiday weekend. But the rain and the clouds really cooling temperatures down. You can see that stationary front to the south. South of here, temperatures are still well into the 80s with high humidity. North of the front, that's where we are. Conditions are generally cool, and where it's raining, it's even chillier than that, where temperatures mainly in the 40s. Here to the south, we're seeing 50s for the most part, but still, that's well below normal for this time of year. For tomorrow, look for mostly cloudy skies, but the best chances of showers will be in the morning. The afternoon most likely will be dry. Not quite as cool, too, with a high temperature of 60 degrees, and then we're up to 68 on Friday. Much of the day may be dry, maybe even some sunshine in the morning, but then chance of showers late in the afternoon into Friday night. Saturday, showers, isolated thunderstorms, and then dry weather for next week with pleasant conditions.
And coming up in sports, the Brewer Bats were on fire in Detroit. The franchise record they set in an afternoon drubbing of the Tigers. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It's Celebration September at Hy-Vee. This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Buy 1 Hy-Vee chopped salad kit, get 1 free. Buy 1 bag of Hy-Vee pretzels, get 1 free. And buy 5 Hy-Vee Midwest pork chops, get 5 free. Only at Hy-Vee.
Hey, Culligan, our water makes my skin and hair feel like I'm 90.
How do you feel about high-efficiency water softeners from Culligan Water?
What?
How do you feel about smoother skin and luxurious hair?
I feel very good about that.
That's the power of water.
In the race for a vaccine, the finish line is approaching. Safety protocols in place, and the greatest economy the world has ever seen coming back to life. But Joe Biden wants to change that.
I would shut it down.
Why would we ever let Biden kill countless American businesses, jobs, and our economic future when President Trump's great American comeback is now underway?
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
It's easy to update your home at the Brothers Maine Labor Day Super Sale. Saving is easier on tons of great brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. And Maine makes getting more easier with up to 18 months of 0% financing. Want even more easy? Select items include free delivery through Monday. That's the More Store. The Labor Day Super Sale. More selection, more savings, and more easy. Hurry in and see today at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
It's no secret, Robertson is Wisconsin's aesthetic leader. But with results this natural, patients can keep it a secret if they want. Our secret to reducing stubborn body fat? Cool Sculpting. Book a free consultation to learn how Cool Sculpting is different at Robertson.
I'm all in for local shops.
For our country.
For family. I'm all in for my hockey season. This one's for my teammates.
To go back to school and have fun with my friends.
It's the things we do that make us who we are. Join us.
It's Celebration September at Hy-Vee. This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Buy lots of Matza Pizza. Get garlic bread free. Buy ground beef patties. Get Hy-Vee cheese slices free. And buy Mission tortilla chips and get soft tacos free. Only at Hy-Vee.
Cases of COVID-19 continue to climb on the UW-Madison campus. We're tracking the numbers and we'll have the latest on the response to the outbreak.
And state election officials will be looking over a new report on voter fraud less than 2 months away from the election.
See you Thursday.
Tomorrow night, UW head men's basketball coach Greg Gard will hold his annual Guarding Against Cancer fundraiser. But this year, the event will be a little different. It's all virtual. But the goal to raise money and awareness hasn't changed. Since 2017, Gard and his wife, Michelle, have raised nearly $4.5 million for cancer research, a total that's pretty incredible to Coach Gard.
We never set out with a total in mind, but to be at almost $4.5 million in 4 years or less than 4 years is phenomenal. It speaks to the generosity, like I said, and I think also the concern. And then cancer is everywhere. I mean, you maybe didn't realize it until I went through it.
In the last 3 seasons, Cambridge football has won 26 games and 3 conference championships. So the goal this year is pretty simple for the senior class. Go get that 4-peat. And the Blue Jays should have a pretty good shot at it. They bring back 12 returning starters who finished 9-2 last year, and extending that conference title streak has been on their minds all off season, because going 4 for 4 has only been done once before in school history.
Been our mantra, go out, get that 4-peat. It's been our mantra in our workouts this off season. It's been the mantra coming into this season here, so go and get that 4-peat and make history here.
Every year we go in the gym and look at the banners and stuff, and we see the years on there. And you know, for the seniors, that's all they've ever known. They've been conference champs 3 times in a row, and so they want to go out as seniors with a 4-peat. And so it's an exciting thing for us and something that surely motivates the players.
20 games left for the Brewers, and they're all pretty important if they want to get into the playoffs. But if they play like they did today against the Tigers, they'll be all right. The Brew Crew hit 5 homers today. This one from Jacob Donningham, and set a new team record with 13 extra base hits. They beat the Tigers by nearly 3 touchdowns. 19-0 was the final.
It was like a Lions game.
Yeah.
Packers-Lions.
Hopefully.
They might have used up all their runs.
That's what we're worried about.
But they missed 2 extra points.
That's always a concern, like the Lions. Gary, thank you, and let's get a final check.
Well, showers continue across southern Wisconsin. For the most part, they're pretty light. They're more concentrated north and west of Madison than areas to the south and east. But even in the areas that aren't seeing the showers, they're getting drizzle and some fog as well. Visibilities right now down to around 5 miles through much of southern Wisconsin. Temperatures are on the cool side, 40s from Madison to the north and west, lower to middle 50s south and east of Madison, but even those are way below normal. Temperatures will drop into the mid-40s overnight. The shower chances may linger into tomorrow morning, and then the afternoon should be cloudy with a high of 60. Look for a shower chance Friday afternoon, shower or thunderstorm chance Saturday, and then dry weather for next week.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.